YouTube? This is Double Sync here with my top 4 deck profile of Geargia Machina. I got the Prophecy mat that I won at the event as well as the top 4 deck box. But we'll just go ahead and get into the deck. You have your Geargia engine, which is 3 Geargia armor, the main searcher of the deck, Geargia Arsenal, the pseudo Lone Fire Blossom that goes into the armor plays, and then you have Accelerator, which is the XYZ engine, allowing you to spam on the field pretty hard. Then we got the Machinas. We got Triple Fortress, the workhorse of the deck, put in so much work, and you would not believe how many times I got off his discarding effect. It's like I was running the wind-up loop or something. Got your 3 gear frames. Workhorse searches out the fortresses, and my 1 Machina cannon. This guy actually came in surprising handy. He was a top deck into so many situations where I needed a fortress. Alright, and then we got the hand traps, 2 Max Cs and a Gores. Max Cs for the wind-up matchups. I had, I believe, 4 of them, 3 in Swiss and 1 in top 8, and the Gores to grab with the Max Cs. And then the 1 tech card in the monster lineup, we got Jumbo Drill. I didn't go into him during the tournament as far as the rank 5 plays with Adrius or Tyrus, but in testing he came in real handy, popping Necro Valleys and other problem cards. Then we got the spells, 3 MST, obligatory, the 2 Forbidden Lands, because when you want to drop Fortress or Geargia Gaunt, Lands helps protect that play with the bottomlesses and torrentials running around. And then we got the Dark Hole, Heavy Storm Monster Reborn, and then Book of Moon, Pot of Avarice, and Limiter Removal. Limiter obviously being a staple for machine type decks. And then we have the trap lineup, Double Compulse, Double D Prison, both being forms of removal for the deck, getting cards off the field, and interrupting the Shark Magician combo several times throughout the day using Compulse. The reason I put it in over over Bottomless. You got the Solemn Trio, Solemn Warning, and Solemn Judgment, just to interrupt those big plays the opponent tries to make. And then we have the last 2, which are Mirror Force, just to stop that big push, and Starlight Road to protect my plays further. And then my favorite thing, I'll get into that once I get into the extra deck. Then we have your Chimeratech Fortress, because you do side 1 Cyber Dragon, and for opposing Cyber Dragons if they can't successfully go off. Your Stardust Dragon for the Starlight Road. And then the rank 4s, My Stroke being a protective XYZ, Papal Imperative, which I went into many times during the day, a really good MVP against cards that they'd like to set, Reapers, stuff of that nature. Fairy King Alverdick? I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I didn't go into him during the tournament, but in testing he worked out okay. And then we have Geargia Gaunt X, which is by far the MVP of the deck. His plussing that you get off the searches, going into the Machina play, using his effect to grab Gear Frame to grab a Fortress, and then attach Gear Frame onto Geargia Gaunt X, probably my favorite play of the day, helps secure many +1s that just overwhelm the opponent. And then we got Utopia and Utopia Ray. Went into Utopia a couple times. Ray, I didn't get a chance to. And then we got the Vylon de Sigma. He came in handy actually in my scrap matchup where I took a scrap dragon to prevent its effect from going off, and 1 game shortly afterwards. Got your Gem Knight Pearl, just a beater to get over 25s. And then I did have a Shockmaster, but it seems it went missing somehow during cleaning day, so we'll figure out where that went later. But then you got the rank 5s, your Adrius and Tyrus. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to go into them throughout the day, but there were a few situations where they would have helped, but I just didn't get the chance to get the drill in hand. And we got Big Eye, which I surprisingly went into him a lot today at the event with 2 fortresses or gores in a fortress. Won me my wind-ups for round 5. I stole a magician under messenger and just kept beating into him. And then we got the side deck. 2 Thunder King for mirror match, wind-ups, and to be honest, really any deck of the format is just a good stud card. Then we got your Snowman Eaters, the answers to the Thunder Kings or to any of the problem cards that come up. The Cyber Dragon for the anti-meta matchups to bait out back row, and obviously for any mirror matches or other machine matchups. Grand Mole being a problem solver. If there's any cards that have a hard time being removed off the field, such as a Reaper or a Zenmaines, Grand Mole gets it off the field quick. And then we got the 2 system downs for the mirror. I didn't get a chance to use them though, since I didn't get a chance to play the mirror, so they just kind of sat there. I probably wouldn't take them out simply because it would help in the mirror. The 1 Soul Taker. If there's anything out of the side deck that I would change, it would probably be this, since it really didn't serve too much purpose throughout the day. I sided it in once and I never drew into it. Goes in match. Pretty much any deck that runs multiple attributes, it's good against, especially wind-ups. It crippled all of my wind-up matchups. So that's a card that definitely put in a lot of the work over the day. And then we got the Double Decree, just for those extremely heavy back row decks, and then the Chain Burn, which that actually did help me out in my Chain Burn matchup. Flips Double Decree once at the start of her chain and once at the end of her chain to negate it. And then finally we got the Double Shadow Imprisoning Mirror for the Dark World matchups or any random Teledads or Dark Plants or anything you might see. And so that's the deck. The matchups for the day at the start was first round against Sea Lancer Frogs, second was Chain Burn, third was Anti-Meta Scraps, fourth was Wind-Ups, fifth Dark World, 6 and 7 being wind-ups, the 7th being my only loss during Swiss, 8th Dark Worlds, and then my top 8 match was against wind-ups, and top 4 was against Chain Burn, which I lost to a friend who eventually ended up winning the tournament. And so that's the deck, guys, and hopefully I'll have some more videos up in the meantime. We got the Chain Burn deck that my friend ran, who got first, and just send a couple likes and I'll try to get that up there. Alright, catch you later, YouTube.